92 to 95 FM, 810 medium wave, and online, BBC Radio Scotland.
Hi, I'm Vic Galloway, and this is School for Genius. And if you'll excuse me, I'm just taking a beating at the card table. Okay, I'll see your 2 G's, and I'll raise you another 5.
5 G's, eh? Idiot. Every single time he bluffs, he ruffles that stupid fake moustache of his. Okay, I'll call it.
Oh no, not again. This is getting embarrassing.
I hate to do this to you, son, but here you go.
Ah, full house.
8's full of 3s. Not your day. Another hand. I'm going on holiday soon, and my wife, she's got very expensive taste.
Why do I always lose at cards? Well, it could be because I'm too busy trying to do an American accent, like in the movies, but mainly it's because my body language keeps giving me away. Body talk is a powerful thing, and this week, mindreader Drew McAdam's at large in the Borders, teaching the next generation all about this secret language, and a strange case of mind over matter.
Like, you're not doing it, but it's weird because you feel like you're doing it, but you're not.
So here I am at Lauder Primary School after driving through some glorious countryside. Now, head teacher Alan Vannon is expecting me, so let's go and try and find him. Oh, and we're going into the school hall here. Everyone's having their lunch. Very nutritious it looks too. Hi guys, how's it going? And here he is. Alan.
Alan Vannon, pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome to Lauder Primary School.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here. We're about to witness a mind reader at Lauder Primary School. Have you ever had a mind reader here before?
I can safely say we've never had a mind reader in the school before.
Do you know roughly what he's going to do today?
We're not entirely sure. We're very excited about him coming along, and the children are looking forward to it, but we're not quite sure what exactly he's going to do.
And which year, which class are we going to...
It's our primary 7s, and there are 25 in the class today.
And are you any good at reading their minds?
I think sometimes I'm able to tell when they're giving me false information, but at other times I'm sure they're pulling the wool over my eyes.
Little did Alan know that pretty soon he'd be the one attempting to pull the wool over his pupils' eyes. But before any of that, I headed upstairs to the classroom to catch up with Drew, the mind reader himself, and find out about his plans for the afternoon, when he'd be spilling the beans on one of the key skills he uses on stage.
First of all, I'm going to show them what's called the ideomotor response. Every time you have a thought, it affects your body. It affects what you're doing physically. So if you have a good, confident inner being, that's going to come over as well on the outside. Now, I know that sounds kind of new agey, but this is science. The other thing is, by changing their body language, they can actually adapt the way their mind perceives how they are. So, for example, if they feel very nervous about something, by acting confidently and giving off positive vibes, for want of a better word, via their body language, their mind is actually tricked into thinking that they are confident.
Class teacher Miss Johnson let the class in and the show began.
My name's Drew McAdam, and it doesn't seem that long ago, I have to say, when I was sitting in primary 7, ready to go up to the high school. Do you all go up to the high school this year, is it? Yeah. How scared are you about that? Very. Have you heard all the stories about what happens to you when you go to the high school? Yeah. It's all rubbish, you know. It's all rubbish. They're only kidding you on, because that's what they can do. When I went to the high school, I was very nervous, but now having learnt some of the things that I do, I'm a lot more confident about things. Even not that long ago, I would not have been able to stand up in front of a class like this and talk. I was very, very nervous. How many of you are quite nervous like that? Yeah, just about everybody. It's including the teacher. Okay, I'm going to show you little tricks that I've learned to be more confident, but we're going to have some fun along the way. I'm going to show you some really weird stuff. Do you want to see some really weird stuff? Yeah. Stuff you can try yourself at home. Okay, let's try this first of all.
Drew chose 5 volunteers to come out in front of the class.
Here's a pen
Well,
for you.
3 volunteers, plus Miss Johnson and head teacher Mr. Vannon. Each of them got a pen and a board and were told to draw a picture. They had to keep these pictures hidden and then pass them along to Sean, who was sitting at the end of the row.
Okay, Sean, have you got all the drawings?
Yep.
Okay. Give them a good mix. Just mix them all up. Mix, mix, mix. Remember to keep the drawings hidden, though. Don't want anybody out there to see them yet. Done that?
Yep.
What's going to happen is in a moment you're going to hand me each of these in turn. I'm going to show them, first of all, to all the pupils, so they'll see what it is first. Then I will ask each of you in turn, did you draw this? Whether you did or not, you answer, Drew, I did not draw that picture. Okay? Now, one of you will have drawn it, which means one of them's lying. And our job's to work out which one, by their body language. Can you pass me the first drawing? Yep. Oh, somebody likes football. Remember, you just say, Drew, I did not draw that picture. Did you draw this?
Drew, I did not draw that picture.
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 Let me tell you, the person who did this has heard somewhere that it's impossible to lie and look you in the eye. Everybody who looked at this drawing looked down at it, then looked back at me and spoke. Feel quite stressed, they're in front of everybody, that's understandable. This person did not. They intentionally held my eye the whole time. And that's why I suspect it was you. Give them a round of applause. You all thought it was simple. Okay, pass me the next drawing.
Drew then did the same again with another picture and eliminated another liar. Then he let the class in on how to spot the next one.
Drew, I did not draw that picture.
Drew, I did not draw that picture.
Drew, I did not draw that picture.
Okay. Can the 3 of you please turn round and just face the wall for 1 second, okay? I'm going to show the rest of the kids what to look for.
Drew pointed to his eyebrows and wiggled them up and down.
Okay, right, you can turn back round now. Okay, are you watching?
Drew, I did not draw that picture.
Drew, I did not draw that picture.
Drew, I did not draw that picture.
This time I just want you to say no, okay? So I'll say, did you draw this? You just say no.
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 You now know how your headmaster lies, and he doesn't know when he's giving it away. You're in serious trouble now. All these kids know.
Poor old Mr. Vannon. Anyway, having demonstrated how thoroughly our behaviour gives away our thoughts, Drew then got the whole class involved in another experiment, this time to show them the power of their own minds. You can try this for yourself.
Now, this works best with people who have a good imagination. So I need you to really use your imagination with this.
All you need is a key and a length of string about as long as your arm. Now tie the key onto the string in a loop and hold it up in front of you. Drew gave a few of the kids jam jars as well for the benefit of radio, but they're not essential.
What we're going to be looking at here is what's called ideomotor response. Every thought that you have transfers itself into a physical action. So when you're holding something and you're concentrating on it, moving and visualising it moving, it will move. Now the problem is that those tend to only be tiny little movements, so in order to make them bigger we have some pendulums here. These are keys on bits of string. What I need you to do in a minute, I want you to concentrate, really concentrate on making it move. All you do is just hold it, visualise it in your mind, see it moving, and then just let it happen. Don't actually move your hand, just try to keep your hand as still as possible, but don't stop it from happening, because sometimes it can be quite spooky, and when it starts to move you think, oh, I want that to stop. And start concentrating, see that key moving, see it spinning. That's one going already, that's it. Really concentrate, you have to really concentrate. More and more, visualising it, seeing it, that's it. That's it. That one's really going.
It was quite a strange sight. All the kids totally focused on these pendulums, apparently not moving them, but with the keys spinning round in circles.
Now, try making it go the other way now. Try making them go this way. Visualise them going this way. Don't make them change, just visualise them going.
Were you moving your arm while you were doing that?
No.
Were you literally just holding your arm out in front of you?
Just like that, just holding it still.
And it started turning round and round and round? Because yours was going quite fast, wasn't it? Do you think this is quite amazing?
Yeah, it's freaky.
It is slightly freaky, isn't it? What's your name?
Grace.
Grace. Now tell me, how's your key turning round quickly?
It was quite quick and it was quite big as well.
And were you moving it?
No,
You promise?
I promise.
You're not lying here?
I'm not lying.
When the key started to move on the string, what did it feel like?
Like, you're not doing it, but it's weird because you feel like you're doing it, but you're not. And you can feel it, the string moving in your hand.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Between your two fingers?
Yeah.
And it just moves involuntarily?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you got three. Got three. That's done enough.
One shot to green, and it's Alex Marshall, the man from Edinburgh, from Trinidad. He takes the title for the 5th time, record-breaking last year, getting the 4th. He's just made history once again.
Alex Marshall is a man who must have his mind-body connection under particularly good control. Last year, he won his 5th World Indoor Bowls title.
To win it once, would be a lifetime achievement. I used to always watch it on TV myself, to be honest, and I always just, said to myself, I just wanted to compete in that event one day. And here I am now winning it 5 times. It's like a dream come true.
Oh God, I've got the bias wrong. I'm biased and I'll be 5, 6.
Now, Drew isn't a bowls player,
Left-handed.
but he is fascinated by the mental abilities of top sports people. So we sent him to see if he could glean any tips from Alex and his colleague, the multi-talented junior bowler, Mark Taylor. Their first piece of advice was, no dithering.
You've got to know what you're doing before you step on that mat. I've seen myself losing games before, taking too long to pick what shot to play. You've looked at the head, it's the 7 balls lying, you've got the last ball. You say to yourself, I could play that shot, I could play that shot, or I could play that shot. And you spend maybe 2 or 3 minutes looking at that shot, and you're going up to the mat, you're not knowing what shot to play. And you go on the mat and you play a nothing ball.
Right.
So now I just tell myself that you go down at the head, pick your shot, walk up, think about what you're going to do, and play that shot when you go on the mat and do it. And that's how you get the 100% results.
What I tend to do is when I'm going to stand on the mat, I visualise, I try, especially in bigger games, I try to visualise the shot I'm playing and actually see myself playing it. And a lot of the times you can actually go and play the exact shot that you're looking to do.
Alex and Mark are masters at using their minds to control their muscles, and Drew showed them just how subtle this effect can be, with a slightly hair-raising demonstration. In the open palm of his hand, he placed a mortise key.
Right, let me try this. All I'm doing is I'm concentrating on the key and I'm visualising it moving. I'm telling it to move. Because I'm visualising it happening, all the tiny nerve endings in my hand, all the muscles, are working together just to... Can you see the key just beginning to...
It's turning to the left-hand side. You can see it moving.
This is a prime example of ideomotor response, your body reacting and responding simply to the thoughts that are going on in the visualisation technique.
That's amazing.
The key was slowly turning over in Drew's hand.
It's like you're actually turning a key in a door.
Amazing.
That's it gone sort of right through 180 degrees, basically.
That's fantastic. It's frightening.
It's not very often I'm speechless, to be honest.
Good job he wasn't quite speechless, because Drew wanted to know if Alex had a mental strategy or ritual he uses to win. And after some resistance, he wheedled it out of him.
I do the same thing every single year. I'm not going to say what it is,
Okay.
unless you force myself, to do it.
But is this almost like a ritual, or is this something you're talking about that you do in your head?
I do it in my head. It's something, I'm getting nearer to say this all the time, to be honest. I think a few people do know that I like to go down to my chalet and relax and listen to music. And that just totally relaxes me before I go up to play. And when I listen to music, I tell myself that I'm the best bowler in the world, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that.
Right.
And I've done that for many years. So when I play, I'm telling myself that I'm not going to fail.
And again, that is down to ideomotor. It's training your mind to do something with your body. Most people don't realise just how closely linked the mind and the body are. But I think people playing sport at the level that you're at do actually appreciate that.
To be honest, I don't think a lot of people actually use anything at all. I think people just pick up their balls and walk on the green and expect to play.
That sounds like a secret weapon there, Alex. I do corporate events working almost as a mind reader, but what I'm really doing is reading body language. Now, I know that most of us read body language without really being aware of it. If you were shown a tape of two bowlers, no sound, and you didn't know how they were doing, do you think you would be able to tell by watching their body language who was winning and who was losing?
Yes. Definitely.
I think most sportsmen would. I don't think that the ordinary man in the street would be able to do that. You would know what you were looking for.
Yeah, by delivery for one. You know how they stand on the mat, if they're standing on the mat correctly. That would be the first thing, that I would look for. And obviously their body language, after they've played bowls, after they've played an end or whatever, I would pick up, I would say, 85% on delivery.
Right, so you would see as well the shoulders down, the chin down, and from that you would have a pretty good idea of who was winning. Here's another question for you that interests me, and again, this is you teaching me. Do you think if the person who was losing changed the body language to reflect confidence rather than the shoulders down and the chin down, that would put the other player almost subliminally picking up that body language off his stride a little bit?
Yes, it would.
Yeah. Have you seen that sort of thing happen?
I've saw it happen in a few games at World Championships. One guy in particular used to slap his leg when he wasn't playing well. He stopped that this year, and he's the total opposite. And he's enjoying it better. He's more relaxed on the green. He's told me that he could not believe how he played for so many years with that attitude. When he was not playing well, he let his opponent know.
Right.
And he's turned that around, and he's winning more things than what he's ever won.
So by changing his body language, he's changed his whole game. Excellent. So Mark, you've had 15 junior caps, I understand, for Scotland, is that right?
Yes.
At bowls. And as if that were not enough, you're also a former under-18 British karate champion, I understand.
Yes, I won the under-18 British Karate Championships in Bristol when I was 17. Last year, I fought in my first European competition. I got bronze medal. So again, it's been pretty successful. This is
all sport at top level. Do you think you would have a good idea, just from the body language, if they were confidently winning, or if they thought, no, I'm on my way out here?
Well, basically, you can always tell before you even see anybody fighting. Round about the mat, you can always tell the nervous ones. Right. The nervous ones never sit still. They're always up and they're wandering about and they're playing with their mouth guards and things like that. You can always tell the more confident fighters because they're sitting and they watch the fights and they watch their opponent. They watch who they know they could be fighting in later rounds to try and pick out weaknesses of them.
So they're quite still in that way.
But you can always tell the people that are nervous.
Okay.
Sort of their body language round about the mat area.
And would you find when you're facing an opponent, I would imagine that body language comes into it quite a lot, because there you really are trying to psych the other guy out. Now, I don't want you to give away any secrets about what you would be doing, but is that at the forefront of your mind when you're looking this fella straight in the eye?
Yeah, you always find when you're up on the mat area, when you're facing your opponent, you tend to find 9 out of 10 of them are very straight-faced, and it's like they really want to go for you, but that tends to be nerves. I smile at my opponents. I do. You try no cocky. You don't want to come across too cocky, but you want to. The more you smile, you're more relaxed, and the more relaxed you are, the faster you can move and things like that. If you get very tense, it's very hard to move. So I try and relax and try to put your opponent off by acting relaxed, basically. Even though inside you're still quite nervous.
It's something that almost feeds on itself. Yeah. I find. Would you agree with that?
Definitely. Yeah. I definitely find if I'm smiling and I feel much more relaxed, I feel as if I'm enjoying it more as well, which makes me much more relaxed, to be perfectly honest.
I think your opponents kind of worry about that as well. If you can smile and be kind of relaxed, you know, as Mark says, everybody's got the butterflies in their stomach before they start playing. But if you can show that you're a wee bit smiling, if you smile at the start and your opponent's kind of straight-faced, you know, it does put it out in his mind, and you'll be saying to yourself, how is he so relaxed and why is he smiling and things like that. And before the game even starts, you know, it's put something on your opponent's mind.
Back at Lauder Primary, Drew's last demonstration showed that having a positive attitude like this actually makes you more powerful. Literally. Head teacher Alan Vannon, who was proving to be a very good sport himself, was back up on his feet to be experimented on.
Are you left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, so your right arm is your stronger. Okay, so your left arm is your weaker. In a moment, I'm going to get you to hold out your left hand, and you're going to hold it just out like that. And at the same time, you're going to think in your head about something that makes you really happy. So something that brings great joy into your life and that really lifts you. Have you got something in your head that, you know, it can be a place you've been, something from your past that just made you smile, one of these really great sunny days when you... Once your arm's out there, I'm going to push down in your hand, and I'm going to push down quite hard. I'm not going to jerk. I'll do the same thing. I will apply pressure and I will start pushing down. I just want you to resist that and push up against me. Does that make sense? Okay. So think about what that is. Once you do it, actually visualise it as clearly as you can in your mind for me. Really see it, hear the sounds, smell the smells, just feel all the emotions that you had at that time. Okay? Got that in your head? Right, put your arm out, close your eye, visualise it. Okay, and I'm going to push down.
The arm didn't move an inch.
Okay, just relax, relax. Okay, same thing, this is your stronger arm. This time I want you to think about something that makes you really angry. I mean, seriously furious.
Just pick one of these children.
No. Do this serious. Think of something that makes you really angry. We don't need to know what it is, but it's something that really gets you upset and furious. Got that? And again, you're going to visualise it in your mind. This time you're going to hold this hand out. Okay? Just visualise it. Isn't that remarkable?
It was amazing, yes.
Your arm, there was no strength whatsoever in that arm. So by thinking positive thoughts, things that are good, it actually changes your body. It's not a theory, this whole have positive mental thoughts. Give your headmaster a great round of applause.
It really did work. When Alan was thinking about happy things, his arm was immovable. But when he remembered something that made him angry, all the strength was gone. All the kids now wanted to have a go.
Right, your right hand. Imagine your hand in play.
Okay, if you all listen, decide who's person one and who's person two. Okay, person one in a moment is going to hold out your weakest arm. So if you're left-handed, you'll hold out your right hand. If you're right-handed, you'll hold out your left hand. Does that make sense? While you're doing that, I want you to close your eyes and think of something that makes you really, really happy. Okay? Person number two will then put their hand on person number one's wrist. Do not jerk it down because you will hurt them. Put your hand and just start to apply pressure only for a few seconds. If your arm has been pushed down, just push against it. Okay, go now. Okay, arm out. Think of something that makes you really happy. Push down. Hard. Okay? Did you all find it was really hard to push the arm down? The arm's fighting against you, okay? This time, same thing, but just put out your opposite arm. That should now be your stronger arm. Okay, this time if your arm's out, think of something that makes you really angry. Get it in your head. Get the picture of what it is that makes you angry. 1, 2, 3, and then you push down. Get that picture clear. 1, 2, 3, go. We've got all those arms going down. What happened there?
It fell straight down.
What happened there? The arms just, it's like there's no power in it, isn't there? Listen, thank you very much for your attention this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed myself. You're all going away with your keys and with your bits of string and things, but let that remind you what it's all about. See, when you go to the high school, I want you to visualise yourself during the holidays as you get there. Visualise yourself there, confident and strong and really looking forward to enjoying it. Get that picture as clearly as you can in your head, and it'll make going to the high school a complete dream. And once you've discovered that, take that with you throughout your life, whether you're going to university, whatever your job may be. Can you run your own business? Is it possible for you to make a lot of money? Is it possible for you to be a professional sports person? It all starts in your mind right now. Give yourselves a huge round of applause.
So we're standing outside classroom 5 after Drew's demonstrations. I'm with head teacher Alan Vannon again. Now, you were drawn up in front of the class and made to take part in some of the experiments. What did you think of the whole thing?
I probably thought I wish I hadn't come along because it was quite nerve-wracking to come in front of all the children. But I thought Drew did extremely well. I thought the demonstrations that he did with the children were very interesting, and I think you can tell by the fact that the class were so quiet and were paying attention that you knew they were enjoying it.
How do you think this is going to really help the children of this class and help people progress in later life? Do you think there's something useful to be taken from these demonstrations?
I do. I think the main message that came over from Drew was to think positively. And I think what he was able to demonstrate to children is that if you are able to think positively, then it will have a positive impact on your life. And I think us saying it is one thing, but actually to see the demonstration where he was able to show how thinking good thoughts make your arm strong, or if you're thinking bad thoughts, it can make your arm very weak. I think that says a much louder message than us just telling them to think positively.
So how do you think you could apply this to modern life?
Just like try and prove my point and think like happy things, like try and do my best and like be positive for what I do.
So, on that note, have a happy day, and I'll see you back here next week for Drew's Guide to Communication and Secret Persuasion. Meanwhile, if you'd like to see the pendulum demonstration Drew did with the kids, we filmed it and it's on the BBC Learning website. Just go to bbc.co.uk/Radio Scotland, find School for Genius and follow the link. See ya!